Today is Thursday, June 15th, and we're back for one more day in James chapter 3, concluding with verses 17 and 18 on the theme of sowing in peace. But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. Peacemakers who sow in peace raise a harvest of righteousness, or reap a harvest of righteousness. St. John of Vianney said, "Love for our neighbor consists of three things: to desire the greater good of everyone, to do what good we can when we can, and to bear, excuse, and hide each other's faults." That sounds like an awfully high calling. St. Francis de Sales said, "Let us force ourselves to be affectionate, gentle, and humble in our conversation with all, especially with those whom God has given us as our companions, such, for instance, as those of our household. And never let us consent to be of the number of those who, out of their own house, appear like angels, but are more like devils at home." St. Francis of Assisi said, "We have been called to heal wounds, to unite what has fallen apart, and to bring home those who have lost their way." Well, I have a special fondness and affection for St. Francis of Assisi because back in 1981, I almost said 41, I'd be 40 years older, which would be amazing. I'd be 40 years wiser. But in 1981, I was born at St. Francis Hospital in Topeka, Kansas. And that's in northeast Kansas. They're the capital of the state, if you've never visited. And as I think back, I've always had kind of an affinity for the Northeast. I lived in northeast Kansas and northeast Colorado. I moved here from northeast Iowa. Now I'm in the northeast part of the United States. And in fact, I found this book when I was living in the northeast part of one of the Midwestern states. So wherever your journeys take you, I encourage you to look for patterns, to look for places that you can sow in peace and reap a harvest later on of righteousness. May God bless you.